Well, hello everyone and welcome back. It is, of course, episode 14. We did have a really good title and then Dan forgot it. I think next time we need to write it on a post-it. Today, we are just having a good old natter, really, aren't we, Dan?
Yeah, there's nothing sort of specific we're talking about sort of item-wise or thing that needs to be spoken about in the news. But we have had some busy times. Sam's had a birthday. She's been on the telly. I'm going to the gym again. So we just have a bit of a catch-up and a bit of a natter about it all, really.
Exactly, and I'm eating a lot of brioche once again. So, join us for episode 14 after the musical interlude.
Well, hey there everybody, and guess what? We're back here again at Life Downloaded Towers for episode 14 of Life Downloaded. I am, of course, Dan Edge, and I am, as always, while here at Sam's flat, joined by the lovely...
Samantha Renko. I should hope so, because otherwise,
Yeah.
how would you get into my flat? Why would you be on my flat on your own? And someone should have called the police.
Indeed, but no, she's let me in. I am supposed to be here.
Let you in? Did I really? Did you not like?
But yeah, we're here, we're live, and it's episode 14. And my word, what are we going to talk about today?
What are we going to talk about? I've had a really if I seem all over the place, that's because I am all over the place. I've had a really crazy, stressful, crazy week so far. So it is Friday, and yeah, some amazing experiences. But my brain is just working overtime. And I'm amazed I can actually string a sentence together. So, as true to form, I am on top form for Life Downloaded.
Always,
completely,
always
100% professional, 100% like on my A game. Eating brioche. Yep.
It's going to be a good podcast when the brioche is out.
Do you know what? I've just been eating dreadfully recently. I need to start doing meal preps or something. I know I'm not like a gym buddy or whatever, but we will be talking about that later.
We will.
But I think I need to do that because my schedule is so erratic that I'll either go somewhere and they'll provide free food, and let's face it, free food.
Yeah, everybody loves free food.
I literally shove sandwiches in my handbag. Just don't go for the tuna one. That's all I can say.
No. Lola would love it. Lola
would love it. Lola's
be out
already
of your
attacked
handbag.
you today in a
has.
nice way. Nice way.
She's been very sociable today.
She has been very sociable. But yeah, it's good. I'm glad that we're kind of well into the new year now. I feel like it's going to be a good 2020.
And of course, you start every year quite well, just because it's been your birthday.
Oh gosh, yeah. Oh yeah, I was wondering where you're going with that.
So, happy birthday.
Thank you. I am 34.
Live on the podcast.
I am a Capricorn, which explains a lot. And yeah, 34, like being 34, like my 30s in general, to be fair. Yeah, it's lovely. I mean, to be fair, January is a bit crap because no one has any money, and I normally get presents with the sales sticker scratched off, or a gift that wasn't meant for me, but it was like a Christmas gift. But this year, my friends really came through for my birthday.
Yeah, go
and
friends.
actually got me shit that I liked and wanted. So nothing will actually end up on eBay unless I'm really strapped for cash, and then we'll see.
Yeah, well, that's always the thing.
So well done, my friends, for actually listening. Well, no, because I never say what I want, but actually taking notice of
paying attention
who
to
I am,
you as
who
a
I
person.
am, what I might like. I don't know about you. I'm really thoughtful when I love buying presents.
I do. I enjoy buying presents. I mean, when it comes to things like birthdays and Christmas, especially with family, lists are standard in my family. We have no qualms. It's like...
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like, it's a...
Yeah, I don't get that. I like a surprise.
Yeah, I do. And, they happen. But I think it's because, especially with Christmas, because my family do Christmas quite large. It's a fact of we got fed up of having to go, have you got the receipt? So rather than having to have that awkward conversation, we went, do you know what? We'd all rather get people things that they want. So let's make a list for my family. Like when it comes to partners and stuff, that's a bit different. Like I still get.
So like on the list, you expect everything, or is it like, look, these are the top 5 things that I'd love. If you get one of these, I'll be super happy. So it still has an element of surprise. Is that how it works?
Exactly. Yeah. So you make a list big enough with stuff on it that there's no way you're gonna get it all.
No. I get you.
But these are things that I'd like. If they appear, great. If they don't, just because then people know that they're getting you something you want. And
that's true.
So my family are quite chill when it comes to that. Like I say, partners and stuff, it's a little bit different. Like my girlfriend, I'll try and surprise her, get her something that's not on the list, and hopefully, I should know her well enough that.
Well, you would hope so. I'd be really disappointed.
Indeed.
But yeah, I've never been like the sort of girlfriend to like leave post-it notes or because I'm just like, I don't know. I think because I've been single for so long and I'm so independent that I'm a bit like, if I really, really wanted something, I'll just buy it
anyway. Yeah,
I just buy it. I don't need to like so I'd rather have, it's not about the money. I'd rather have my partner or even my friends or my family, because my family are pretty shit. To be fair, they always go, you've got everything, Samantha, you've got everything. Translated is, okay, fair enough, I do have everything, but what they translated is, I've got expensive taste, like my perfume, I only wear Chanel, and makeup, I've got like expensive makeup taste, and I suppose with clothes, I don't kind of go to Primark, no offence to Primark, but you know what I mean, so in that respect, I probably do, I just like really good quality stuff, and I think they're just too cheap to get it for me.
Possibly.
But, it's like quite nice. My sister got me, do you know, to be fair, I take back, my sister got me for Christmas, it's on the table in front of you. It's a book, it's a recipe book from all the really posh, like, eateries around London.
Oh, nice.
So you've got like from the Ivy, so they've got a few of their recipes, and it like looks good on my table because it's quirky. And it's about London. It goes with the decor.
You do like your sort of
books,
show books.
Yeah, I think it's cute.
Yeah, I mean you read them obviously, and that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, gotcha. But I have
like here at Life Downloaded Towers, there are some very very designer, very select books. Like I'm looking at a very professionally taken picture of the lovely Claire Balding, and that's
that's because I'm in that magazine.
Oh, you're in that magazine.
Yeah, I'm that person. I literally.
Don't worry, I have a few of those too.
I used to have like next to my toilet, like a magazine rack. And all I put in there was possibility magazines, which are like magazines
with your
that
articles
I write for.
in, yeah.
I've stopped doing that because I thought that's like ego 101, isn't it really? But anyway, yes, my birthday was lovely. It's always nice. Like to be fair, it's always one of the things that people say that they can't come to my birthday because it's January, they have no money. And I used to do house parties all the time, thinking that it's just easier that way. Don't book because everywhere, don't need to bother booking. And I swear to God, every single birthday, even though people go, I don't know if I can come. None of my friends speak like that, I'm just saying. But everyone used to turn it but I used to get overrun with people, so I think people quite like having something to look forward to after the depressed state.
Yeah, of like the first 2 weeks of January.
I think I'm just on the cusp, just after the 2-week period. So I think if I was in the first week, game over. Sorry for anyone in the first week. But someone told me I've got a birthday twin, and they told me that one year, the 16th of January, that's my birthday, so you can put it in your diary, so you can please
log it.
To send me something. But yeah, apparently it was like the most depressing day of the year.
Oh.
And I was like, great.
Yeah.
Yeah, great. Thanks, whoever
But
invented that.
you brighten it for all of us.
I do.
Yes.
I do. Anyway, should we actually talk about something serious and not the fact that I'm really spoiled and I've got expensive taste? And again, I wonder why I'm single. Dan.
Yes,
Dan,
darling.
my man. Yes, so you have put me to shame. This is why I'm sat here clutching a bag of brioche and slowly eating my way through the bag. Because you have started going to the gym.
Yes, I am.
How's that working for you?
I'm officially back in training. And to be honest, I'm thoroughly enjoying it. Because I've always been physical. I've always done sport of some description, whether it be riding horses, swimming, wrestling, wheelchair basketball. I've always done something. And for the last few years, you know, personal stuff, life, everything gets in the way. Everybody's been there. And it just wasn't the right time for me to go to the gym. But now there's a new gym that's open that's literally 5 minutes away from my house.
Perfect.
Convenience is everything. And yeah, I've started to go to the gym. I've been going for about 2 weeks now, and I am thoroughly back in training. You know, and I'm getting back into shape, getting back to the way I feel I should be. It's not, you know, oh, I feel fat. It's nothing like that. It's just I've always been physical. I know I've let it slide, so I'm thoroughly enjoying getting back into it. I mean, obviously, we spoke on the last episode that I couldn't get into the gym because I needed to have my induction.
How did that go then?
Clearly,
it worked.
Yes, well, they've allowed.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, they've allowed me into the gym. So yeah, no, they were good, you know.
And can I ask, I don't know what you actually do at the gym, but what about facilities? Like, how much is accessible to you? Did you ask for a reduction because you can't access all the gym? Were there concessions, or are you a bit like, do you know what? I get to use as much as I need to, so there we go.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't asked for concessions, because it's a cheap
fair enough.
ass gym anyway.
Yeah, don't be a cheap person, Dan.
Yeah.
Don't be cheap.
But credit to the crew, and to the build of the new gym. It's all on one floor,
Maze.
which is nice. They have an accessible changing
room.
Yeah.
Is the external locker? Is there a locker in? Because someone said to me, in the accessible bathrooms normally at gyms, they put the locker in the bathroom, which I kind of get, but then other people can then go and use that facility, so you're pretty screwed.
Yeah, I haven't been in there. Is the honest answer.
What do you mean you haven't been in there?
Well,
how do you get changed, or do you just go in your gym?
I go in my gym gear.
I don't know why I was just like, why don't you get naked and then get redressed when you literally live 5 minutes
Yeah,
away?
exactly. I go in my gym gear and then go home a sweaty mess and get changed at home again.
Stop turning me on, Dan.
I know, right?
Sweaty mess.
So yeah, I haven't asked for a discount, but the induction was quite fun.
Explain.
Well, I am, like I say, I've been involved in sports in various capacities all my life, and especially with being in pro wrestling for 17 years. Like, the gym is not a strange place to me.
No.
I kind of know my way around. So basically what happens with a gym and hotels, or should happen anyway, is when you're somebody with an impairment, and they're aware of that impairment, you need to fill out a personal emergency evacuation plan.
Yeah, which kind of makes sense.
So basically, if the place starts burning down, they know you're there, and they know you've agreed where you're going to be should the place start burning down. And
I think that's pretty standard for most. I think I've even got it in because I live in flats.
You'll have your own. Yeah.
I don't know where it is, but I probably can find out. But I'm sure we have one.
Exactly. So basically, initially they were like, "These are all the fire exits. Do you think you can manage it? There's an evac chair if you need it.
Oh, amazing.
You know, And I'm like, okay, cool, brilliant. And then the lovely staff member of the gym proceeded to take me round all the machines to make sure I knew what I was doing. Like I said, a gym is not alien to me. The machines are not alien to me. I kind of know what I'm doing. But it was good in the fact that I think I opened as we often do, being the generation we are, you open non-disabled people's eyes to stuff. So, for example, there's a ski machine at my gym.
Right.
And the concept of this ski machine is there's two sort of handles at the top, which are on string that you sort of pull down.
Yeah.
So you do the ski pole motion.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you also squat while you do it.
Oh.
So you pull it down and squat. Now, I can't squat without having something to hold on to.
Neither can I, really.
Exactly.
You could just do it sat down, no?
Well, this is it. So I said, I need one of those gym blocks over here, because then I can use this machine. And you saw the light bulb switch on of, I've never thought of that. And I'm like, yeah. And there was lots of moments like that.
Right. Okay. So that is like lovely, and we're both campaigners, and this is what we do. We like to see lights turn on, and I used to be a teacher, so I loved it when kids kind of clicked. But forgive me, and maybe I'm just being harsh on humanity. Sometimes some of the clicks, I do think, really?
Yeah.
Really? How do you get out of bed in the morning yourself and function as an adult human being? Do you know what I mean? How have you gone for a job interview? How have you successfully maintained an form of employment? Do you know what I mean? I know it sounds really awful.
Yeah.
But do you know what I mean? Like, I'm just
you
like,
do. Especially
like, really?
Especially on frustrating days. But I have to, just for my own mental state and sanity, sort of go, okay, it's out of their sphere. They weren't aware of it. I've made them aware of it. Don't get me wrong. There is some days, much like yourself, where I'm going, why?
Oh no, completely. I mean, I never make anyone feel uncomfortable or stupid or humiliated. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, if people have got such lack of common sense, because that's all it is. That's all it is. I'm sure when people these people have children. These they have to have some sort of mature bone in their body. And sometimes when we come across really, really just basics, I'm just like, why aren't there just random fires everywhere, or people walking in the middle of the road, or you know what I mean? There probably is.
There
probably is.
I mean, I was having a conversation with my girlfriend yesterday, in fact, and I don't even know how we got onto it. We were talking about holidays and how you can always tell when there's other British people abroad, because we are a very unique brand of people.
Yeah, I mean, I can't comment because I am half German, half British, so I'm an amalgamation. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing.
Yeah, but
I know what you're getting at.
Yeah. And so we Googled ridiculous holiday complaints.
Oh, go on.
And there were some beautiful ones.
Stay with us, listeners. I know we've digressed a little bit. We have digressed. But I feel like this is worth talking about.
But there were some beautiful ones. For example, the question was asked. It says there are no hairdressers at the resort. We are trainee hairdressers. Does that mean we can still go?
Oh, bless. Bless. Go on, one more, because we don't want anyone to feel awful.
or there was the genuine complaint of the beach was too sandy.
Oh, I mean, that's just stupid.
But this is the level that not everybody, obviously, but human beings can work at. So when you think about stuff like that.
Do you know what? But it's nothing new. It's not. I don't even think it's to do with intelligence, and it's because I don't even think I've got a very high IQ anyway. Do you know what I mean? Legit. I don't think it's to do with. I think it's just about being aware of your surroundings and aware of others. I think that's where we go wrong.
Yeah.
It's nothing to do with, I mean, I've met people who are, degrees and PhDs flying out of every orifice that they've got, and they literally have got no common sense.
No.
Really don't, or, very, very bad at kind of just engaging with the world around them. Yet,
fiercely
you've got people that have maybe through no kind of fault for their own, haven't had the best education, or invested in being able to do X, Y, and Z, and they are like bang on, and they're the greatest mothers, and they're the great, you know what I mean? So I don't even think it's to do with that. I think it's just this apathetic kind of world we live in where only your needs are important, and we're just not really aware of anything else.
No.
You know what I mean? You're just like blinkered. It's a little bit like when both of us roll down the street and people just like roll, like, bump, like pretty much, and land up on our laps because they're just so oblivious.
Exactly.
I think that's where it comes from.
Yeah, and I think, it's not meant for malice. It's not meant
Oh, God, no.
But it is just, people, because it's outside of people's regular sphere, they just go, oh.
Yeah.
I mean, for example, nice little segue coming up. I'm proud of this one.
Go on then.
You were on Loose Women this week.
Yes, I was. I was on Loose Women, which is a very popular talk show? Talk show, panel show?
Panel show, magazine show.
Just for women, and they talk about very kind of women-y things, and they don't mix their words, I suppose. It is during the day, but they do kind of try and have topics that are maybe sometimes taboo. And so, I was on there this week talking about, I joined up with a charity called Joe's Trust, which is a cervical cancer trust. I think we've spoken on the podcast before about my colposcopy and my diagnosis with HPV.
Yep.
And then the fact that even just going for a smear as a woman with a disability was very problematic. I was kind of, because it was cervical cancer week, I believe.
Okay.
So I went on there for a campaign called Smear the Smear. So just to, make people, to combat the myths and the concerns about sexual health in general. So that was really good. I really enjoyed being on there. The time went really, really fast, and it's always difficult because when you're on a TV show or representing a charity, you've always got kind of at the back of your head statistics that you would like to get in and make sure you mention the charity, and then they actually brought in a medical professional who sat in the audience, and God bless her, she was really, really nervous. She said to me she was really nervous, and then when I think she was just supposed to be there because I'm on the main stage. She was just supposed to be there to clarify any terminology, but God bless her, she kind of got quite carried away, and I'm sat there, I'm going, oh my god, I've got so much to say. It became this little please, I love you, but please be quiet now, because but it was great. I think I got a lot of very positive response. A lot of people actually messaged me saying that they went and got their smear done.
Amazing.
Book their appointments, shall I
Amazing.
say, after
Good.
After the show. So it was really fantastic. I think it's really great, the fact that we're talking about these things, because it isn't that easy. Joe's Trust actually did some research, and they showed that 88% of women with disabilities
Excuse me.
I'll say that again. 88% of women with disabilities just don't bother going for things like smears because it's so complicated. So when I talk about complications, things like if you go to your local general practitioner, they might not have things like a hoist to get you onto the bed, or even just things like when I struggle being on my back. Just don't take this the wrong way. Like to lie down flat, because I've got metalwork that isn't in my back, that isn't flat, so it kind of, my metalwork kind of curves slightly forwards. So for me to lie flat, I mean, I went for a MRI scan once, and it was just so painful. But anyway, so just things like that, or even I've got a fracture in my right leg, and sometimes if it can start to spasm, so that needs kind of like positioning right, and I've now found out that to do a procedure for your vagina, instead of having to lie on your back with your legs spread like an eagle, it's actually quite easy to lie on your side, which is easier, which is great,
well,
because that's how I like to have sex as well.
Hey,
you know what I mean? But
you're getting all the information on this
I know.
podcast.
But do you know what I mean? Like, it just simple things like that GPs just don't seem to be that informed about.
Yeah.
So I always have to take someone with me to help me get on the bed. I'm not being funny. You have to really trust the person who you're with, because it's an intimate thing.
No question.
You know, or even just like yourself, cerebral palsy. You know, I suppose you could.
I could spasm and kick you in the face. Yeah.
And it can be painful. And I suppose when you're in that really uncomfortable situation, anyway, for me that aggravates my spasms as well.
Oh yeah, like the worst thing you can say to me.
Don't spasm.
Lie still.
Oh.
Because it's never... The minute you tell me to do that, I will then not lie still because I'm going, right.
Don't lie,
Lie still, lie still. Oh, spasm.
Yeah.
Lie still, oh, spasm. Like, trying to lie still is the most difficult thing ever. And the reason I say it was a great segue is, like, you going on Loose Women like you did and like you have a couple of times now because you're awesome. Is literally moving things into making people aware of things that aren't in their sphere in the same way.
Yeah.
So that was my lovely little segue.
No, completely.
You obviously did a lot of social mediaing while at Loose Women and took a picture looking very glamorous in front of a wall. I saw on your social media feeds. So looking phenomenally glamorous. So it's been your birthday. You've been on Loose Women?
Yeah, but no, I mean, coming back to the Loose Women, even though I had a very overwhelmingly positive response from people, and again, even if 2 people or 1 person went and, you know, booked their cervical smear, are like, job well done. But I did get one, because we always focus on the negative. I got 1 negative comment on Twitter from a nurse. She might not have been a nurse, but that's what she claimed to be. Saying that I should feel ashamed of myself, that even though that it might not be straightforward for me to have a procedure, medical professionals would have still gone out of their way to help me. Now, I kind of really, look, when you get anything negative, it hurts your ego anyway, so you're always a bit like, rude. But then I tried to deconstruct it, and I thought, hang on a minute, I'm not going to back down from this one, because I never once said how shit the NHS is, how I hate it, because you and I both know that we use it a lot, they are fantastic. However, my kind of debacle, this whole kind of colposcopy, HPV, everything from the smear to finally getting, me checked out properly, took over a year. Right, so I spoke to a lot of medical professionals during this time, and I highlighted what some people within the disability community, what they face, and all of them, again, with this kind of shocked expression on their face, and the little light bulb going, oh yeah, no, we don't have a hoist, and they all agreed that they needed to do more. On a practical level and on a academic level, to understand disability. So first of all, I don't like people shouting someone down for just wanting to make the world a better place or to change something. And I just thought, you know what, everyone that I came in contact with, they were all lovely. They were all lovely, but it still doesn't mean that they could have picked me up out of my chair and put me on the bed.
Indeed.
They're not allowed to do that. So if you can't, my PA had to do it, but if you don't have a PA and you can't physically jump onto a bed, no matter how nice the nurse is or the doctor is, they're not going to miraculously make you. No,
and if they attempted to, with the best will in the world, if they haven't been trained in manual handling, it is both dangerous for the person lifting.
But they don't anymore. They don't. Nurses just don't anymore.
Oh, I know. But if they attempted to, out of the goodness of their heart, it is dangerous for the person lifting, and it is dangerous for the person being lifted. Yeah. Because if you don't lift somebody properly,
completely. Brittle bones.
Well, indeed. But that aside, I worked in professional wrestling for 17 years. If you don't pick up and body slam somebody properly, you can injure them, which might be your goal, but you could also injure yourself. And, lifting is a complex thing, and people don't give it enough credit or do it properly. And
exactly.
I can tell you that from watching numerous people in the gym.
That's a whole different.
That do not lift their weights properly.
That's a whole different ball game.
And I'm worried they're going to injure themselves.
Yeah, so I mean, that was, to be fair, that was a little bit of a, you just shat on my parade. But it's to be expected, I suppose, because whenever you call out any institution or anybody for, maybe not doing, giving their 100%, or kind of, because I just think medical professionals, I don't sometimes think they have got any excuse because they've got the resources there. They interact with people on a daily basis. I cannot be the only disabled woman having sex and who's contracted HPV.
Well, I sure as heck hope. Well, yeah, let's hope not.
No, but do you know what I mean? So part of me is a bit like, why is it taking me to be like, hello? So you've obviously not been paying attention.
No. And, it's a case of, everybody in the NHS works flipping hard, and I will be the first one to state that. And, but that doesn't mean, as much as everybody works hard and as much as it is a really selfless job, that it can't improve and it can't get better.
Exactly. People don't take well with criticism, do they? Like constructive criticism, and I think that's all I was trying to do. I think that's all you can do as an activist is give constructive criticism. But unfortunately, some people can't accept that, No. And I know it's hard. I've even had to learn. I've learned how to accept that and live. And you know what the funny thing is? When you actually swallow your little ego and think, right, okay, they're not attacking me, they're just wanting you to be a better professional, a better mother, a better whatever, you actually become better.
Of course you do. Because you learn hopefully from other people's experiences, and don't make the mistakes that they've made or have seen made or whatever. It's a case of you have that lived experience of the scenario that you went through, and you've gone, I want to talk about it, so hopefully nobody else has to go through the same thing.
Oh, absolutely, completely. I agree with you, my darling.
No.
Yeah.
Anybody would think we get on and we're similar people.
Oh, I know,
and we think the same.
I know.
But yeah, no, so yeah, and everybody kept messaging me going, Sam's on Loose Women, and I'm like, I know, but I can't. It's really
funny, I still get quite nervous when I go on this show, even though everyone's really lovely and I've been on it a few times. It's just like, because I watch it most days that if I'm at home, I try and watch it, and it's just that surreal moment of,
I'm here.
Oh, I'm there.
Yeah. No, totally.
I think whenever that gets like, that doesn't give me little butterflies or excitement, then I might as well just like go and live with a load of cats.
Well, this is it.
Which I'm tempted to do anyway.
Yeah, this is it. I remember when I just not long started working in the industry, and I wasn't for an award or anything else, but I went to the BAFTA offices.
Oh yeah, lovely.
And it was the first time I'd ever been.
Yeah.
And there was like BAFTAs everywhere, and I was like,
it's cool, isn't it?
Giant BAFTAs. And then I was in the BFI the other month, and I didn't realise that the British office for the Oscars is in the same building as the BFI. Not on the south. The BFI have got a couple of buildings.
Oh, do they? Okay, yeah. Not on the South Bank.
No, not on the South Bank. The other one.
Okay.
But yeah, they're really like two small offices.
That's so cute.
At the back of like the BFI, because that's all they need.
What, do they actually store the Oscars thingies, like the little men things?
No, they don't. It's like
then I don't care. I was going to say, steal one.
I know, right? But they do have outside like the Oscar office doors, like big 6 foot tall.
Do you want me to
Oscar
get you one for your
statues.
birthday?
I'd like to win a real one.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
life goals.
Until that day comes, Dan, would you like me to get you an Oscar? Maybe out of chocolate.
Yeah.
I'm sure we can get a. Let me go on Amazon, actually.
Yeah, Googling chocolate Oscars. I'm in training.
Honestly, I'm so sorry for our proper ramble. I know that you really wanted some hard-hitting, intellectual, in-depth conversations.
But do you know what? Occasionally we do have a ramble on Life Downloaded, and I think people generally enjoy it. Like, if you went to the Oscars, like, you're a fashionista, what do you think your outfit would be?
Oh, whoever wants to dress me for free, to be fair.
Yeah, you're not going to be picky.
Like, do you know what? I really want like a long, like something quite long, you know, that even kind of goes past my actual length.
Okay.
You know, but I don't know how that would work with my chair. I just would have to like gather it. But you know, do you know what I mean? Like, I think I've worn like a dress once and it came past where my actual legs went. And it makes me look loads taller, which is like hurrah. Because it's always quite nice to, you know.
Yeah, it's a look tall. I get that as a guy too.
So for me, I used to always wear, because again I'm short, I always used to have like strapless. Because that kind of makes you look taller as well. But this is going to make me sound like such a grandma. But now that I'm a bit older, I don't particularly like my upper arms.
Okay.
That's a bit like what your mum would say. So I really prefer long arms. I think it's quite flattering as well. If I had a wedding dress, I think it would be like have long arms. But yeah, whoever kind of was like, I want to dress you.
Do you know what? I think if I ever get nominated,
please don't say Superman.
No. But for a BAFTA or an Oscar, because you know, if I'm getting nominated for a BAFTA or an Oscar, I think there might be a bit more money in my bank account. I'd hope.
You hope so.
So I think I'd have to see if I could get on the phone to like wheelchair companies and be like, right, I'm going to an award ceremony. Build me a chair.
Or just like like a Louis Vuitton chair.
Oh, not even like a Louis Vuitton chair, but like a new chair that is sort of Oscar. Because like we live in our day-to-day chairs, don't we?
That's true.
Like I think if I was going to a big event and I was nominated, you know.
Yeah, I get that.
As well as getting a nice suit, I think I'd want a custom chair or custom sticks or something of that ilk.
I like that.
Because why not?
Why the heck not? Let's market it. There must be some billionaires out there that would want to invest in our designer wheelchair range.
Yeah, well, we need to get nominated for awards first, don't we?
No, let's just have a designer wheelchair range.
Wheelchair range.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, I'd love to have a wheelchair for every outfit that I had. Well, this is why I go for black on my very neutral.
It's why my chair's black too, because like it's looking a bit scraped and worse for wear these days. But essentially, for work as a character, if they want me to use my own chair, black generally fits everything.
Well, this is it. But
black or chrome generally fits everything.
This is why I always go for neutral, because I do a little bit like my nail polish. I should be a bit more adventurous with my nail polish, but I just have like always a French manicure because it goes with everything, because I change my style so quickly.
Yeah.
Like everyone used to go to me going, Sam, get a pink chair, get a pink. I'm like, although that looks pretty nifty, it's not practical at all.
If I won a big jackpot on the Euro Millions, like, you know how there's men sort of in their 30s and 40s and in their middle age and they're millionaires and they have cars and cars and cars and massive.
Where are these people?
Well, I don't know them, but I know they exist. But like, for example, James Martin, the chef, is a big petrol head, and he's just got classic cars in his garage.
Really?
He's got half a dozen classic cars. I would have half a dozen different chairs. Like,
oh yeah, I gotcha, without a doubt.
Yeah, you would.
Without a doubt.
Like,
see me rolling, they hate it.
Yeah, exactly. Because like, I've always said, if I came into some mega money, just because I could, and it would be ridiculous, one of my frivolous purchases would be a tank chair.
Oh, for goodness sake. I'm really, listeners,
I'm a boy.
Listeners, I'm really sorry that this podcast has gone down so quickly. And it's just basically become things that Dan thinks about when he's on the toilet. So, on that note,
it really has.
Let's wrap it up. Because I'm just losing the will to live a little bit.
No.
Yeah, I am a little bit, Dan. Come on, lad. He's literally gone down red now because he knows that I've just outed his poo thought.
It's really not. But yeah, I would. I'd definitely have, like, if I went to an award ceremony, I'd see if I could get a custom chair.
Oh, I hear you.
Because why wouldn't you?
I wouldn't mind getting, like, different, like, because I've got a new chair from RGK. She's very shiny and lovely, and I got white spokes.
Yes.
Which is really super nice, and it actually looks
they
really,
look
really
good.
nice.
Yeah.
Just to give it slightly something different. But I was even thinking, like, maybe if I do become a bit more flush, not obviously get a new chair, but go and buy some
second
wheels.
set of wheels.
Second set of wheels. So just to, you know, give it
Change
that little
it.
bit of bling, bling, bling.
Indeed. But yeah, no, definitely. So, Oscars, if you're listening, nominate me, and there will be a new chair.
I love it. What are we going to call today's episode, Dan the man? Should we say they see me rolling, or bling my chair?
Bling my chair.
Bling my chair.
Yeah, bling my chair, or loose women bling chairs, and birthdays bling chairs and loose women. There we go.
That's too much of a mouthful.
It sounds like my dream as a millionaire. Birthdays bling chairs and loose women.
Can you fit that onto our little visual?
Probably.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
Okay, do it then. It's up to you. I'm letting you take some creative direction there. Go for it. Okay.
Birthdays bling chairs and loose women.
As always, I need a wee. As always, I do want some more brioche. And I do actually have someone coming over soon to repair my internet that is now actually working again.
Ta-ta.
Ta-da! So, and I just didn't want them to knock on the door again. Always professional, always timing our podcast
Oh, yes.
perfectly. Do you know, I did a podcast yesterday and it was like so polished and so like it made me feel so inferior in the sense. No, like it was like I sat there going, is this how podcasts are supposed to be? I like the way we do it. Anyway, thank you for listening as always, and please get interactive with social media, because all of you are so rubbish. I ask you to ask us questions and all you do is like our posts, but you don't respond to our posts.
You don't ask any questions. So we can't answer questions that we don't get asked.
Exactly. So stop being lazy.
Yeah. Be interactive. Be interactive. Stop being lazy. Doesn't mean you have to join a gym, but it does mean you have to ask us a question.
Message back, for goodness sake. Don't just like the button. You drive me crazy.
Indeed. But we love you. We love you all. Obviously, you know, you like the way we do our podcast because you're all listening to it. So we love you guys for that.
People still listen?
Yeah, they do.
Okay. Look at me, like the shock in my face.
Do they actually still listen?
Do they?
No, they do. They do.
Fair enough.
So, guys, this has been episode 14.
You say it because I can't say or what you wanted to call it.
This has been episode 14. It's been about, do you know, I've forgotten.
You forgot it. I mean, just say, I don't know. You're confusing it now. We'll think of it later. Right, everyone, goodbye.
I have been Dad Edge.
I have been Samantha Egg. Thank you very much for listening.
See you guys soon.